Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we're taking a look at the Tier 2 Russian attack aircraft called the Pegasus. This was just kind of tossed in with a bundle that we got the other day, and it seemed like a weird plane to me at first. It is a weird plane. It's got these two very small engines. They're just 5-cylinder, two of these things mounted on the front of the aircraft. It's got fixed landing gear. It's a true tail dragger with kind of a skid in the back, and then it carries 9 rockets mounted on the belly, kind of 3 sets of rails, and then they're just stacked on top of each other. A very good reload speed, however, so we're going to see launch those just a little bit too early. So they do come back pretty good. And then we got a single 50 cal machine gun in the nose, and you know, single 50 cal, like that seems really weak, doesn't it? But I think you'll be surprised as we continue through this battle. We're trying to use the power of the machine gun to light fires, but our team was able to take this site relatively quickly, so we're going to go ahead and head over to the central site. I do not feel good about being in a tier 2 battle, but if I got the aircraft, I wanted to showcase it at least for this battle. This is the paint job that came with the airframe. I think it looks pretty nice. And then you can see that single 50 cal machine gun that's just kind of sticking out the front of the airframe when I went around it. It has a really low ceiling, but everything does at this tier because you're just fighting at such a low bracket. We're going to come in here and go after this ground target. You can see the rockets are already reloaded at this stage, and like I said, you know, fast reload, especially when you compare it to the overall airspeed being in like the low 100 to 140 mile an hour speed. We were able to essentially take that site out with just our machine guns. There we go. Or I should say machine gun. Gotta keep that singular here. But then I started shooting at some aircraft in this battle and realized that even against a attack aircraft, we're causing some substantial damage. And I see someone in a specialist P-12, and he was fairly easy to take out as well. Typically when I see a specialist, I usually focus the target, but at this tier it is pretty expected to see a specialist because usually it's not hard to get specialist at this low of a tier. Like, you just need to kill enough aircraft, and these tend to be some pretty high scoring rounds if you have your wits about you. Here's another ground attack aircraft. It looks fairly similar to what we have here with a twin engine design. I don't think I've actually ever seen this LSH BD. I don't think I've seen it before, but we have 2 of them on our team apparently. I'm going to go ahead and head over to the airfield and see if I can help my teammates out, but here we are just cruising, staying at around 125. I don't know, it's not bad, but you know, it's not great. We're coming off of the IL-40 and I got an IL-20 in the hangar, and those things are substantially faster. Well, I say substantially, they're over 200, so that's pretty good. But look at the range at which we're able to engage these aircraft at this tier. That's another thing I didn't account for, because the thing is, most of these planes all have 7.62 machine guns, or 7.92 if you're German. And yes, I just rammed that guy, but if he wants to ram me, I know I can't turn on him, so it's not like I'm maneuvering to make him ram me. I just went in a straight line and he rammed me. So I claim that as a strategic ram. Well, very honorable, well worth my time. But yeah, we're lighting these things on fire at range, we're getting some good effect, we're throwing the rockets out every once in a while just to kind of augment our damage. I don't even think I needed one on that last building. letting the blast radius of the rockets. Oh, kind of mistimed that one, but now we're going to do kind of a stall up and over turn, but I see a target of opportunity, so let's go ahead and throw the guns on him. But then I'm stalling, and this aircraft does not stall very well. We start to fall a little bit, but that was enough to be able to finish capturing the zone, taking out that aircraft, and we're using that range to our advantage to take on another target. And now we're in a dogfight with this high wing aircraft. It's kind of got a parasol wing going on here. And I know I'm not going to be able to outmaneuver him in an even fight, but hopefully I can delay him enough until the aircraft here respawn, because as an attack aircraft, we have a lot of hit points for the tier. Target of opportunity with some low health. Go ahead and throw some rounds at him. Ooh, see, we're trying to get the nose down, but the plane just isn't behaving. There it is. Like I said, the stall characteristics. Ooh. There we go. Finally got the guy. Now, let's see if we can turn our attention to that type. Don't really need to. He's pretty much taken care of. And fortunately, it looks like the enemy might be taking the center site, so at least we have some ground targets to go after. I was thinking about going to this site that's straight in front of us over near their spawn, but it was at this moment I realized that they captured that center site, so let's go ahead and change our tack towards this area. And we're pretty much left alone at this stage. We can make our way over there. There is an aircraft getting engaged right above us, but we're just meandering across the battlefield like we just don't even care what's going on, having a good old time. When I first saw this aircraft, I was immediately intrigued. The idea of what this thing probably was and what it took to build it. It almost looks like something you would build in your garage, kind of like I mentioned with the XP77, right? But this has even less smooth of lines. I mean, look at it. It's pretty much like a very boxy design. But again, you're looking at very early stages of flight right here. This is the golden age of flight that this game takes place in. The rapid advancement of technology due to active and open global conflict. So we can start a lot of fires with this machine gun. We're going to let the rocket do the rest of the damage here. I figure if I can take this site, we'll go ahead and win it, so I just kind of let a lot of rockets out here, but it just wasn't enough to be able to take the site, unfortunately. So I'm going to kind of do an up and over stall turn here, and this allows me to just kind of stop the aircraft in midair, kick that tail over, and then I go ahead and maintain a slow airspeed and just let myself float down, and we manage to capture the zone by taking that site. I see the player that's a specialist right here, and I decide I'm going to actually use these buildings for cover as I take on this other aircraft. And at this tier, these types of engagements are a lot of fun because you get to go so slow and they're such low battles that you can kind of do this between the buildings fighting that you would normally never see. Look at the amount of damage we're able to put out against this heavy aircraft in a attack aircraft, just kind of peppering them from range here. We don't have any skills towards accuracy, we don't have any aiming mods, and we managed to get a pretty substantial amount of damage on him as he went by. I see this P-12 again. It is the player specialist. We are squall line, so I'm going to go ahead and throw some rounds into him. Might as well take out a dangerous aircraft and a player after squall line. That gives us a bit more points at this stage, and I'm not even paying attention to my personal points at this point in the match. I'm just trying to get some kills because I know I'm probably not going to have enough time to get to another site to flip a zone. So I might as well just maximize taking out enemy aircraft while I have the opportunity. And here's another one of those LSHBDs. And his companion. Guess they're working in pairs. Trying to shoot around my ally. I'm sure that if there was team damage, I would have ended up killing him. And wow, pretty good result right there. We're looking at 17,800. Let's go ahead and get to the post-result screen, or the post-battle results screen, and we'll take a little bit more of an in-depth look at this aircraft. And I actually recorded this after I recorded that segment, so hopefully I don't talk over myself. Alright. So I will fully admit that I do not feel good about what we just did there, but I wanted to showcase this aircraft, and this was just a really good battle. I'm kind of recording this part before I'm doing the voiceover, so yeah, we made some decent credits. We got good experience. It was a ×2. We were running a pretty elite pilot in this just to kind of really get the best oomph out of it, but you can see we were killing aircraft left, right, and center. I already did a review of this a couple of days ago, but I'm redoing the review because I was shocked at how powerful a single 50 cal machine gun could be at this tier, because I oftentimes forget that at this tier typically a lot of the aircraft are running with very light machine guns, like 7.62 machine guns. So comparing the damage numbers you would get off of a 7.62, you're looking at, what, 17 damage a second per gun for a total of 34 for some quick public math. And then the Pegasus has this single 50 cal machine gun that's doing 55 damage a second. It didn't even occur to me that that was going to be the amount of damage difference. It's really substantial, and the range is very good. So when I first looked at this aircraft after flying a bunch of tier 5 aircraft I just got, I'm like, well, what's a 50 cal machine gun? Well, it turns out a 50 cal machine gun means a lot, especially when you put an elite pilot on there and you've got these 9 rockets. Now, you do have the option to throw on these 2 Fab 50 bombs, but you can see here, based on the overall damage numbers on the right hand side, currently we're looking at a cumulative damage of a little over 5,000. That's with consumables. Let's go ahead and take the consumable off here and remove that. There we go. So that'll give you a little bit more accurate reading of 4,658. We'll go ahead and remount this because that doesn't really matter. Cool. And now we'll take a look with the bombs. And you see the bombs are going to be substantially less at 2,760 cumulative damage for both bombs with the same resupply time. So it makes more sense to go ahead and throw the rockets on. It's one of the few aircraft that I feel the rockets are going to be more substantial than the bombs' capabilities. And the reload time is relatively quick, especially with the speed of this aircraft. That's 2 wooden propellers and 5 piston, it's not a radial, it's an axial engine. What do you call that? Anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's the Pegasus, and it's a weird plane. It very much looks like a kit plane. It's very early stages of aircraft, and it is a no kidding true tail dragger because it literally has like a skid for a rear tail gear. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, it's a fun plane, but again, I don't think it really lends itself to buying the bundle. So, catch you on the next one.